Hello everyone, on today's product review show we're going to be taking a look at Bioshock Infinite, a brand new title, and it's an absolute cracker. This is probably going to end up as Game of the Year, not just because of its gameplay, but because of the engaging story, the phenomenal graphics, and just the whole package is very well executed. If you played any of the previous Bioshock games, there's a bit of a change up here. It's not underwater for starters, we're now up in the sky. And more importantly, the actual gameplay has changed quite a bit as well. This is more of a kind of buddy picture, or buddy game as it were. Whilst you don't have to look after Elizabeth, our principal character here, you can see running around on screen, she does follow you all the way through the game, and she helps you. So she's actually the one helping you, rather than the other way around of you having to usually look after the, this third wheel as it were. And as you can see, the graphics are absolutely fantastic. The idea that we're up on rails across multiple kind of platforms, and whilst we're doing all of this stuff, we're able to actually interact with the environment to use Elizabeth's special powers, where she can pull objects into this reality from another reality that at some point we'll find out where that is. As I say, the gameplay is absolutely stunning, and it has a story which it's just so engrossing. You just want to know what's going to happen to these characters next, which is a fantastic thing. It's been a while since we've had a game which really is trying to elevate the notion of entertainment and movies and video games as art. Really, I would say this is one of the most artistic computer games I have ever played. The story is just Hollywood worthy, really. It's the sort of thing that Oscars would be given for. I don't want to spoil too much because, like I say, this is a game you have to explore yourself to really understand why it's making such an impact on people. We're just about to see now, just as I'm kind of whizzing around the level, just having a little bit of an explore. You can see these kind of black and white areas. These are the areas that you can target and have Elizabeth pull into this world to use as cover, or as extra firing points, or as defense, or whatever, or as an attacking point as well. Now, what you can see here is I'm just whizzing around this level. I'm just waiting for these barges to come close enough that I can latch onto them and do some damage to the people on board. You can see these hook points, and basically these hook points are used to use your grappling arm. And we've got this really gnarly guy with a ooh. So this would be a good time to talk about how death is handled. Very cinematically again, has Elizabeth basically bringing you back to life, and you'll reappear somewhere on the level. Now your health and your shields come back to sort of nearly full effectively. Your health comes about half and your shields come back to full. But also any enemies on the level, they also come back with increased health as well. So whilst you might have done 50% damage to a enemy and then died, don't expect that enemy to still be at 50% health when you respawn. You're going to have a bit of a battle again back through. One of the things with this game is it's fast and it's incredibly furious. As you can see whilst we're whizzing around these levels here, I'm actually being chased currently by some enemy characters, which I'm going to try and come in behind them if I can. There we go. And then I can try and knock them off the rails. Or I can use these various cover points around, open up that cover point, and wait for them to land. So there's a lot of thought has to go into the various battles and fights that go on in Bioshock Infinite. It's not just a straight up shooter, and it's not just a case of constantly respawning waves of enemies. You're going to have to get rid of all the enemies on the level before you can kind of unlock the next stage, as it were. I've had a couple of occasions where I've been playing the game, thought I cleared the level and was trying to unlock the next door and couldn't, and obviously found one guy skulking around somewhere trying to shoot me. As you can see, lots and lots of action, both in the air or on the ground. Here we go. Jump onto here and then, whoops, missed those guys. If you actually target just right from one of the hanging points or from a rail, you can actually land and do a special attack on the enemy characters, and that usually kills them in one hit. You see there, they're brilliant death animations. Just to talk about the various infusions that you can gain, which are these special powers. You can see there I'm using lightning. Lots and lots of those. Very much a part of Bioshock, really. Gunplay is one aspect, but so are all of these special powers that you can collect. And you have things that can electrocute, set people on fire, knock them into the air, possess them, and also possess machinery as well. So you can see there bringing up my current list. So I'm switching over to a possession now, and I'm going to use that to try and possess that guy down there, so I don't have to bother killing him myself for now. He will then fight on my side. If he's a human character, at the end of the possession, he kills himself. committing suicide. If it's mechanical, then it reverts back to being an enemy character and starts attacking you again. And depending on how strong that mechanical character is, will depend how long the possession is going to last for. Now I'm just switching over to Brocking Bunko now, Brunko even. And what this one does is it's very much focused on knocking enemy characters up into the air, which is very, very useful if you're being completely overwhelmed. It gives you, a couple of seconds of breathing time, really. This level appears around about 2 hours into the game. I don't want to kind of spoil things too much, but I felt that this one really is the first opportunity to actually see what Bioshock is all about across these multiple levels, using all the zip lines and everything else, and obviously all of Elizabeth's special abilities to pull equipment in to the world. Here's the Gatling gun, or the hand crank gun I think as it's called. Absolutely devastating piece of equipment, but very, very, very low ammunition. You'll burn through ammo in about 5 seconds on it, but it's glorious to use. About all of the weaponry, they feel great, they feel solid, they have a real impact to them. None of the weapons feel like hitting an enemy with a wet kipper. Especially the boomstick, good old shotgun is really, really meaty, I think is the word to use. It feels heavy and it feels like it's doing a lot of damage when it kicks in. And there we go, there's a flying melee attack, as it were, coming off a rail to kill someone. And now I've got to take out this automated. There we go. And there's Elizabeth actually helping you out. So during fights, if your ammo starts running low, if your salts start running low, which allow you to power up your special weaponry, or your special attacks, or if your health starts running low or shields, she will throw you things to help you, which kind of changes the dynamic slightly of, oh my god, I need to go and find a health pack. Basically, Elizabeth will intelligently know what you need, and if it makes sense, she'll throw it to you. But likewise, if the game kind of dictates that this is going to be a tough firefight and there's limited ammunition, Elizabeth will simply say, I've run out, I can't find any, I can't find you any health or ammunition. And that will change the dynamic of the fight, and you'll have to scramble for cover or try and find some yourself. And it means that kind of every fight feels slightly unique and different and kind of evolves really as you're playing. There's something quite special going on with Bioshock Infinite, which I think it's going to take a fair while to really sink in, that the bar has been raised very, very high now for computer games. And every game that comes out now is going to be compared to Bioshock.